Welcome to Cooking with Dragons. My name is Rourke, and today I'm going to be making Lao Goma style paste, or beef chili paste. Yeah, I'm making chili paste is what I'm trying to say, but it's a chili paste that's kind of hard to get because you can't get beef from China, so I'm going to make it my own. So it's going to be this this ground beef here. Also going to be using uh, these cloves. I have these garlic cloves. I had about 5 of them, and I have about an inch and a half worth of ginger, as well as a small shallot. And I've also got a garden fresh tomato just for extra acidity. And I'm going to be throwing this Scotch bonnet that I reviewed the other day. I cleaned it up and I sliced it up a little bit with another one in there. There's also some scorpion chili. There's also some scorpion pepper seeds in there with some pulp on it, so that'll add a little bit of extra heat to it as well. As then I'm gonna have some shrimp paste, shrimp sauce, a little bit of MSG, a little bit of salt, some grapeseed oil, a little bit of soy sauce, Willyecho once more, and a little bit of red wine vinegar. I would use chow wine, but I'm making this for not just myself. I try to keep something gluten free if I'm not making it for just myself. So that's why I'm using red wine vinegar instead of something like chow wine or something like that, as well as gluten free soy sauce. I would be using dark soy sauce if I was making it just for me, but you know, and a little bit of palm sugar. And yeah, that should be good. So, I'm going to mince up and brown this meat pretty well until it's just about crispy. Then I'm going to set that aside. Then I'm going to be adding these aromatics to it, starting with the onions, then the garlic, then the ginger, and then I'm going to deglaze a little bit with that wine, add those tomatoes, and then the seasoning and the paste, and that should be good. And I'm definitely going to be ventilating for this, so that should hopefully keep it from turning the kitchen into pepper gas. Yeah, I learned from that mistake. Alrighty, let me get started. Alrighty, so I got my pan heating up a little bit. I'm going to let that happen. And once the pan is good and hot, I'm going to add that oil to it. And I'm going to add the beef. And then that's going to be used to hold the beef while I'm throwing the other stuff together. Just want to mince that meat up nice and good, and that way it can cook evenly. And yeah. Alrighty, oil time. You can also use a small wok if you can find one. They do make them, but this is all I have that's small enough because this is just a small batch worth. You want just about a couple tablespoons of it, but just use feeling. Coat the pan a little bit. And just throw that meat in there. Alright, now we'll let that cook and we'll go from there. Alrighty, here's what we got so far in just a few minutes. You basically want it to look just like this one right here, but all the way around. So, yeah. It takes about 5 or 6 minutes, but not that long. Alrighty, so now we got that beef right where we want it. So, I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. Should be good. Like I said, a smaller wok will definitely help if you got one. And you just go ahead and toss in them scallots. Well then, yeah, the scallots. I didn't say onion this time. I notice I always say onion when I mean to say shallot, but it happens. Alrighty, so at this point, you're just waiting for these to get fragrant. And then you add the garlic, then the ginger, and then we're gonna make a little bit of a well, and I'm gonna add the shrimp paste and let that cook off for a second. And then I'm gonna add the Scotch bonnet and scorpion peppers. Lit, and I'm ventilated this time, so I should be okay, hopefully. But I'll probably turn on the exhaust fan just to be sure. Alrighty, got it coming along nicely. Adding the salt, although I'm very liberally with it because I'm adding shrimp paste, which is even more salty, which is even saltier. So yeah. Alright, now I'm making a little bit of a well. Got a teaspoon of it. That's about all you really need. Just kind of fry that off a little bit. About a few seconds, then you just stir everything together. Then we'll throw the meat back in there, and throw the MSG, and then a little bit of soy sauce, and then that red wine to reduce. Yeah, we can go from there. Alrighty. Stuff is good, but it's potent. Alrighty, now we'll add the beef. Mix that in there. Now we add the pepper. Alrighty. This is where you want to make sure you're well fumigated, because these will get really, really in the air, and that's something to kind of watch out for. Like I said, you want to make sure these are kind of low in temperature. That, like, you're basically simmering, you're not frying at this point. So. Palm sugar before I forget that. And the tomatoes. Should be very rich, that's for sure. Soy sauce. Don't be shy. Add that white wine. And just let that simmer down. Ooh, almost forgot the important ingredient. MSG. This should be good. Alright, I'll be back when it's about done. Okay, here's what we have so far. Got about 5 more minutes on it or so. After about 10 minutes of simmering, I hit it with a little bit of this chili oil just to give it a bit more color. So once I transfer it to the container I'm going to put it in, I'm going to top it off with a little bit more of that chili oil. Then I'm going to try to emulsify it a little bit, and that should be good. Alrighty, so here's what we got. Now I'm just kind of smoothing it down so that way when I add the oil, it'll submerge without overfilling. So, like I said, at this part, I'm just going to be emulsifying it just a little bit, just to get it a little bit thinner and more like a paste. And so yeah. Okay. Use the back of the spoon just to kind of guide it. You just want a little thin layer right on top. If you can get. That should really be all I need. Alrighty, here we go. An old bartender trick that I used to do whenever I was a bartender on YouTube. Yeah. I have another channel, it's called Drinking with Dragons, but I don't really drink much these days. So, yeah. So if you ever need cocktail ideas, you can check out that channel if you want. A little bit of shameless plug for that one. Roar. And here we have beef chili paste, logo ma style. If I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. Let's try this out. It'll probably be a little bit easier, better once it's had a chance to rest in the fridge for about a day or so, and it'll be good to go for whatever you need it for. And then, yeah, let's try it out. Oh my god. That is really good. There you go. That is actually really good. It's nice and tangy. Get those nice ginger notes, nice garlic, and the peppers really tie it together. Mm. It has a very nice mouth heat feel to it. It's not overpowering hot. That's the way I like it. But yeah, definitely it worked out pretty well, I think. All right, beef chili paste. Check it out. Thank you for watching. My name is Roy for Cooking with Dragons. We're exploring the world of food. See you next time. We keep on feeding the fire.